The Syrian rebels are throwing stones at the Russian contingent fleeing the country. The US is now conducting an information campaign about Russia's loss in Syria, but we haven't even fought there, Putin said yesterday. Russia has begun withdrawing a large amount of military equipment and troops from Syria following the ouster of former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, according to 2 US officials and a Western official familiar with the intelligence. The officials characterized the Russian withdrawal as large-scale and significant and said it began last week, but it is not clear whether it will be permanent, the officials noted. US and Western intelligence suggests that Russian officials have been trying to determine whether Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, the main rebel group now in charge of Syria, is open to a negotiated settlement of some kind that would allow Russia to remain in some of its key bases, the sources all said. Those bases include Russia's Khmeimim Air Base in Latakia and a port facility at Tartus. And 72 military transport aircraft exploded at Ostafyevo airfield near Moscow on December 12th, reports Ukraine Defense Intelligence. The estimated cost of an An-72 aircraft is about $4.5 million. The aircraft belonged to Russia's Navy. While initially chasing only one North Korean soldier, Ukrainian Special Forces FPV operators managed to make one North Korean soldier shoot another comrade. Ukrainian forces withdrew from the area of the Uspenivka and Trudov settlements in Donetsk Oblast after heavy defensive battles, the Khortytsia group of forces said. The statement came in reaction to the Deep State Monitoring Group claiming that some troops did not manage to pull back after Russia captured the 2 settlements, completing the capture of the so-called Uspenivka pocket. Russia's defense ministry announced the capture of Uspenivka on December 20. Analysts have been long warning that the Russian advance threatens to encircle Ukrainian troops in the area. The sector lies roughly 8 kilometers, 5 miles, south of the embattled frontline town of Kurakov. Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky decided to withdraw Defense Forces units from the said area to avoid encirclement, the Khortytsia group of forces said, refuting claims about stranded soldiers. The units, which have been fighting heavy defensive battles against a superior force for a long time, carried out necessary maneuvers to avoid encirclement and continue performing tasks on the Krakow-Konstantinopolsk axis. According to Deep State, Russia is regrouping in the newly captured area and attacking in the direction of the Shevchenko-Andriivka section, threatening to create a new pocket. Russian forces are now focusing their efforts on the nearby town of Andriivka. Throughout the autumn, Russian forces have made operational gains in southern Donetsk Oblast, particularly near Toretsk, Chasiv Yar, and Kupiansk, while advancing on Russian soil in Kursk Oblast. Syrsky said that Russian forces are carrying out simultaneous attacks along the front line, claiming that Ukrainian defense forces did not allow Russian forces to breach the defense and achieve operational success in any direction. Ukraine is increasingly on the back foot of the war as its resources grow thin, and the prospects of vitally important Western aid remain uncertain following the US election victory of Donald Trump. The moment when Russian missile debris fell on an office building near a church in Kyiv. Russian propagandists, when all this, the war, is over, and certainly with our victory, as God is with us, the deep state will be preparing to make it look like we have lost, no matter the outcome. They made up what our goals were. Our president has never declared such goals. And while paying in rubles in Washington, we'll be saying, and yet, we lost. Too bad we lost.
They are paving the way with the narrative of this deep state. Because when this all ends, and of course it will end, and it will undoubtedly end with our victory, God is with us. They will need to turn it around, and they will. And they are already preparing for it, including with these small questions, to the fact that we lost. However it ends, they will present it as if we lost. They came up with what our goals were themselves. As our president has never announced such goals in his life.
Overall,
I will pay in bar Washington with rubles. We will talk, and yet we lost. It's a pity that we lost the information war. Remember, drive tanks somewhere to Berlin, and yet it's a pity that we lost the information war.
Tons of fuel oil thrown into the sea during the wreck of Russian tankers reached the shores of Russia's Krasnodar region. The plume stretched for 55 kilometers, Russian telegram channels write. It is reported that the beaches of Anapa may become unsuitable for human habitation for years. Also, the Kerch Strait water area may be polluted due to the change of wind. Russian telegram channels report that a sea by Anapa, Krasnodar region of Russia, has turned into black sludge after the fuel spilled into the Black Sea. 2 Russian ships damaged in stormy weather over the weekend have spilled about 3,700 tons, 3,350 tons of low-grade fuel into the Kerch Strait in Russian-occupied Crimea, Russian state media reported on Monday, threatening an environmental disaster in the biodiversity hotspot. The vessels were carrying about 9,200 tons, 8,300 tons of mazout, a heavy, low-quality oil product that's mainly used in power plants. The tankers were on their way to deliver fuel for the Russian Navy amid Russia's war on Ukraine when they got caught in the bad weather and broke apart on Sunday. At least 1 crew member on one of the ships died in the storm, Russian authorities said. Environmental experts have sounded the alarm on what they say could be a difficult spill to contain as videos emerge of oil-slicked birds and stretches of blackened shorelines. Ukraine, which claims the area as its territory, has accused Moscow of violating sea regulations by using old vessels and is calling for international sanctions on Russia. 2 Russian tankers were damaged during a heavy storm in the Kerch Strait on Sunday, according to Russian officials. Future operators of the Lithuanian M142 HIMARS rocket systems are being trained in Germany. The press service of the Lithuanian Armed Forces reported on this. From December 15th to 21st, the soldiers of the Lithuanian land forces are being trained at the Grafenwehr military base in Germany. The aim of the training is to provide theoretical knowledge and develop the ability of Lithuanian soldiers to independently and effectively use M142 rocket systems. In particular, the future crew members of the Lithuanian HIMARS rocket system, fire control center specialists, ammunition specialists, and junior commanders are being trained. Special attention is paid to the soldiers' readiness for self-service and effective operation of HIMARS systems. The soldiers are trained to perform maintenance and inspection of the systems, perform firing missions, drive vehicles day and night, refit missiles, prepare them for firing, and perform other procedures.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.